Puerto Rico! Hey guys, let me say this, man. I respect all law enforcement. I've got family members in law enforcement. They put themselves in the line of danger, and I respect them. Now, the crooked cops, I don't care for at all. Hola, amigos, bienvenidos. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching. But today we're going to talk about us getting pulled over in Puerto Rico and exactly what went down, how it went down, what was the outcome. Yeah. But hey guys, remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you're already a subscriber, thank you, I appreciate you. And that notification bell. Okay, now I'm going to give you a rundown on how the whole situation went. We were checking out of the Airbnb at 10 o'clock. We had to check out by 11. We checked out at 10. We had to have the rental truck back at the airport by, I think, like 1 o'clock. So I got a 3-hour gap. The airport is like maybe 10 minutes away from the Airbnb. So we decided to, hey, let's go to Walmart. Let's go to Wally World and pick up an item to take back with us. Plenty of time. Walmart is only about maybe 15 to 20 minutes at most from the Airbnb. So plenty of time, no rush. I'm not in a rush. I'm never in a rush now. So, but left the Airbnb. So we get on the actual street that Walmart's on. It's like a 6-lane major street. And I'm approaching a red light. Actually, it was 2 lights. They're real close together, like less than 40 yards. So they're back to back and they're green. We're pulling up to the first one. They both turn yellow. I can see them because I'm close enough. They're close. I can see both of them turn yellow. And so I'm so close to the first one that I said, I don't even have to hit the gas to make it through. I'll just coast through and stop at the next red light. Now, if I was to slam on the brakes and stop at that one, I could have made that first red light and stopped at it, but I would have to look behind me, make sure nobody's on my tail, my bumper. I didn't want to cause an accident, so I just coasted through and stopped at the next red light. Then out of nowhere, I see a cop dart out real fast, like right from a business, right off the side of the road, dart off. In my direction, it's 3 lanes, right, middle, and left. Then you have like a little median wall, some type of little barrier right here. So I'm in the left lane, dart out behind me with the lights on. I'm thinking, man, she's trying to get somebody in front of me, you know, or she's trying to make a U-turn. So I'm like, I can't go nowhere. Somebody's in front of me, somebody beside me. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Then this police officer gets on the intercom, starts saying something on the intercom, only like on a fast food intercom. And so I'm like, man, let me get out the way. So I'm trying to inch over, and the light's still red. So I'm trying to inch over. Finally, someone else moves over, and I'm able to get over, and she turns with me, going my direction. So I said, okay, she's pulling me over for running the yellow light. Okay. Now, she's still on the microphone. She's speaking Spanish, which I understand very little, un poco. So I'm like, I'm getting over. I'm getting over, trying to get over off the road, but it's still traffic because the light's red. Then the light finally turned green, and people started moving out the way, and I get over, and I try to find somewhere to get over. It was a hot mess. Then, as soon as she comes to the truck, I had already had my windows rolled down. There's no tent. Maybe some tent in the back, but I already had my windows rolled down. And she comes up, she started speaking Spanish, and I'm like, no hablo español, you know, no hablo español, lo siento. And so she's like, you got marijuana, you got marijuana. I'm like, marijuana? What are you talking about? Like, there's no smell in the truck. You didn't see me come from nobody's house. You didn't see me stop and talk with nobody. You got marijuana? Marijuana? No, I don't have no marijuana. Then she's like, you drunk. You drunk. I'm like, come on now. I wasn't swerving. I wasn't driving erratic. I wasn't driving fast. It's just one of those situations where you come up to a green light, and when you get real close, it turns yellow, you know. And by this point, the few days we were there, we had already seen people running red lights. I'm talking about 4 and 5, 6 cars deep, following each other. after the light turned red. We've seen this, and I know I didn't run a red light. And if I did, it was like when I went under the light, I didn't even see it turn red. I'm like, oh man, here go the shenanigans. Like, I'm on my way to the airport, and I figured, well, after I said that, I said, man, maybe she'll give me a break. Maybe she'll, be lenient on me and realize that it would, if I did run it, if I passed through it, it was red when I crossed it. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't, I didn't hit the gas at all. I didn't try to speed to make it. I just coasted through and stopped at the next one. So she asked for the identification. I gave her my driver's license, the rental paperwork. So she goes back to the old Dodge Charger there and is in there for like 3 or 4 minutes. Not long at all. She comes back out. She hands me this piece of paper, turns around and goes back. I didn't know what was going on. She had it folded up or something like that. She gets in her car, and I see her car move like she's leaving. I'm like, she didn't say anything. She gave me a ticket for running a yellow light, a red light. Really? That light was not red. But so she gave me the ticket, gave the ticket to the wife, and she pulls off. She darts off and smashed on the gas out. So I'm pull off. We're not too far from Walmart, maybe like a half a mile. Go down to Walmart. We were in a turning lane to turn into the parking lot. We noticed she whipped around and she got somebody else. I don't know what for, but no sooner than a minute or two, she had those lights on going out. I'm talking about, it must have been a Hemi because she, whoop, whoop, whoop. She had somebody else before we could get to Walmart. As a matter of fact, we went to Walmart. We didn't even go in. We got 3 hours to have this truck back, or 2.5 hours to have this truck back. I got to figure out what's going on. I got to pay something, whatever the case may be. So we left Walmart. Leaving Walmart, we go back in the same direction we came from because I knew there was a police station in like near our neighborhood that we were, the Airbnb was at. So I knew there was a police station because I seen it out walking one day. So I said, I'm going to go back there, see if I can get some information, like find out what's going on. Because I mean, I didn't run a red light. And then she had another person pulled out. Like 15 minutes later, we was leaving Walmart, she had another person pulled, not the one that she had pulled over after us. She had another person pulled over that fast. And man, this lady wasn't playing. The demeanor of this lady, no smiles, no, hey, no grins or anything. I'm sure some of y'all run across some police like that where they are bent on one thing. They don't give a who it is. I know she pulled over us. The other car, before we got to Walmart, after we left Walmart 15 minutes later, she had another car pulled over. Man, this lady, I don't know if she's trying to fill a quota. I don't know what the situation was, but yeah. So let's talk about the ticket. I'm sorry for being long-winded, but let's talk about the ticket. So we get in the Walmart parking lot, or like heading to Walmart, and so she was like, yeah, it's a ticket. And I was like, so like how much? She was like, $500. $500? Are you serious? And that's why we didn't go inside of Walmart. Once I realized the ticket and how much it was, I figured I got to do something about this. I got to find out some information. So I'm looking at the ticket in the parking lot. I'm looking at it. Matter of fact, I'm like, it keeps unraveling. I'm like, it keeps unraveling. Do you see? Let me see. Do you see this ticket? You see it? What? This is the actual ticket right here. I'm on here looking. Right up top it say 500. Not pesos, but USD, because that's the currency. And I just happen to start looking down, like, what's all this? Each thing that says police is a different ticket. So that's 3 tickets. 3. Red light ticket, $500. Failure to obey a command, instantly, $50. Failure to get off the road, instantly, $50. I'm sure you probably done the math. The ticket was not $500. It was $600. Yes. You heard me right. $600 for running a red light. like coasting through a red light, coasting through a yellow light. Now I know the DR, the Dominican Republic, has its own issues with bogus tickets and corrupt cops. I wasn't aware of Puerto Rico. I wasn't aware of Puerto Rico, but I know the Dominican Republic, hey, I've been pulled over I think only like pulled over like twice. I didn't get a ticket, nothing. But Puerto Rico, no. I think once she heard I was on my way to the airport, yeah. I go back to the police station near the Airbnb, talk with an officer. He didn't speak English. The other officer didn't speak English. So they went and found me an officer that spoke English. I said, do I pay this here? Like, where do I pay this at? And he was like, no, you go down to like the DMV or the municipal court. So it's like 11:30, and maybe a little bit after 11 now. So I'm like, man, I got to drive like 30 minutes across San Juan and get to the DMV to try to pay this. And then he pointed out, he was like, he showed me the back. He was like, hey, right here it says, if you pay it, well, this is before I decided to pay it. On the back, if you pay it within 15 days, they give you a 30% discount off the ticket. And he said, you can also fight it. He said, you can fight the ticket and go to court over it and basically have a court date over it saying that you were not in the wrong, you didn't run a red light. Court date would have been like 2 or 3 weeks later, or whenever they appointed a court date. That means I would have to fly back, get another expensive Airbnb. Maybe I'm not renting a car. I was about to say rent a car, but no, I ain't driving. If I ever go back to Puerto Rico, I ain't driving a scooter. I ain't driving a go-kart. But yeah, so you get 30% off. And so we headed to the DMV. But we get there, get in line. And while I'm in line, I start talking to two people that's from Puerto Rico. One guy said I think he lived in the States most of his life, and but he's Puerto Rican. And another young lady in front of me, they were talking, saying Puerto Rico is in a lot of debt. They're bad off financially, so they try to squeeze, every little money. And man, they were just, we were in line for about maybe 25 minutes, and they were just talking about a lot. Let me leave it at that. I'm just talking about this ticket here. So the price I paid, the price that came out to be with the 30% discount was $430 USD. Man, it was Puerto Rico. This trip was hell. But you know what? All things work together for the good of those that love the Lord. So, hey, we're gonna count it as a blessing, I guess. I don't know. If I was staying in Puerto Rico, I would have fought this. Let me see the dash cam, something. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see the video and all that stuff. And I got to pay, I'll pay. And I got to pay the fine. I'll pay the fine extra just for taking you to court. But you know what? It is what it is. I learned a lesson. And which I've already got dash cams, but I didn't have anything over there. And man, before we left the airport, I had already ordered me 2 more, not dash cam, but things that can hold recording devices, because I've got recording devices. So I've ordered me a few more things that work better for the car. So before we got out of Puerto Rico, I had that already ordered. But yeah, you go to Puerto Rico, take a camera, drive the speed limit, stop on green lights. But hey guys, if you have any questions, comments, hey, leave them below. I'm not talking about all of Puerto Rico. I'm not really down in Puerto Rico, but I'm just giving you my experience. I know some people talk about the DR and their run-ins with the police, which is valid, but $600? I don't know anybody that's ever been hit like that in the DR. Maybe 20 bucks out of pocket for a cop, you know what I'm saying, like at the most. But come on now, come on. And let me say this, hey, if I was in the wrong, I'm fine with that, no problem. No, if I'm in the wrong, fine, I pay it, no problem. I've had tickets before, none within the last maybe 15 years, but I've had tickets before. You got to pay them. But now I've seen online where one guy, it happened to him. He was like, he got a $500 ticket, and then he flew back to the U.S. He didn't pay it. He said he wasn't going to pay it. He said he's never coming back to Puerto Rico. He's saying they ain't getting his money. He said they ain't getting his money. It crossed my mind just to leave, but it's a U.S. territory. You know, they got your driver's license, and then I seen somewhere online that someone said something like, if you're in a rental car, they got the rental car information that they can charge the rental car company. Then the rental car company will come after you for the ticket and probably, I'm sure, extra penalties and all that stuff. So if you get a ticket over there, hey, fight the ticket, stay there, fight it, whatever you got to do. If you live there, fight it. If not, pay the ticket and be on your way. Just learn. Or if you're watching this, just don't drive over there. Hey guys, like, subscribe, share, notification bell, all that good stuff. Remember, watch out for coconuts. Peace.